Hey there, Pauline here from Zilch Beauty, certified makeup artist, and today I'm back on Subtl's channel with another Zodiac makeup installment. All right, so we are entering into Virgo season. Virgos are an earth sign. They are very grounded and very practical. They tend to be kind of hard on themselves and they can be a little bit of perfectionists, but ultimately they really are like just trying to make things easy and simple for those around them. So I'm thinking for today's look, I'm gonna kind of break it back down to basics, something super practical, something super easy for an everyday wear that will leave you feeling confident, glowy, fresh, and just ultimately put together at the end of the day. So I do have a base of foundation and concealer on already, but from here I'm gonna go into my stack and show you how to get a really easy, practical, everyday makeup look. So the first thing that I'm reaching for in my stack is a bronzer. This is in the shade Chai. This is one of Subtl's newer shades. And I love a bronzer for an everyday wear, just number one, to give you a little bit of definition around the cheekbones, give a little color around the face. But you can also use it to transition into an eyeshadow, which is one of my favorite everyday hacks, super practical, very Virgo-like. So we'll start with that today. So I'm gonna start with putting the bronzer on my face. I'm just gonna tap my fluffier brush and I'm really gonna start it right around this little divot in my hairline and just start to kind of do circular motions down my cheekbone. Then you can pull some of that product up into the hairline. You really want it to start as far into the hairline as possible, so that it just naturally flows from that highest point of your face down into your forehead. Go back over for a little touch up. And then if you want, you can also pull some of that color down to your jaw and down the neck. And then I'm just gonna even out those edges, bring a little onto the nose, and I feel overall nice and glowy now. So now I'm going to go into that same bronzer shade, but I'm going to use a fluffier eyeshadow brush. I'm just going to tap that off, and I'm really gonna focus this right in my crease, just with these windshield wiper motions, and then I'll switch to more like circular motions. I really just want like a little bit of depth here, nothing crazy. This is gonna pull the look together in a very monochrome way, since it's gonna match some of the color that's already on your face. And if done correctly, this should look really effortless and almost like you're not wearing any eyeshadow at all. Then from there, you can pull a little bit underneath. I like to kind of pinch my brush to make it a little flatter, just to give a little bit of edge to this bottom lash line, and it should connect with the outermost part that you started on right above. This bronzer is pigmented, but not too pigmented, really easy to blend, really easy to work with. So from here, you can also use that to give a little bit of dimension to the nose area if you wish. If you have a wider nose, bringing bronzer onto the sides will help. And if you have a long nose that you want to give like a shortened effect, you can do a little like U right at the tip of this nose. You just want to make sure this is kind of buffed out up the nose. If you do the sides, I like to pull it up into my eyebrow area just to kind of finish that shadow. So from here, I'm gonna go into a lip and cheek. For practical everyday wear, my personal favorite Subtle shade is their shade Mauve. I am going to apply this with my fingers on my lips. I'm gonna take some of that leftover and start it right in this middle area of my cheek and then move it up the cheek, kind of layering it just above where we put the bronzer. And these creams are just really nice and hydrating. They're not too sticky or shiny. They give that perfect balance of dew and color, which I personally love. And then if you ever feel like you did too much, you can go back in with whatever you use to apply your face base, whether it's foundation or concealer, I'd use the Beauty Blender. And you can just kind of tap away anything that maybe came in too far. I like to leave the majority of the color sitting on my upper cheek versus coming in too far for my face. Now that we've done bronzer and lip and cheek, I am now going to dip into the Dune eyeshadow shade. And I'm just going to briefly apply that shimmer shade right in the middle of my lid and kind of in toward the inner corner. I don't really want it to touch what I did out here. Ooh. But this is just gonna give a nice little pop of brightness. And this shade is like this nice warm goldy tone. And again, just make sure that it doesn't come out too far to the edge, but I just love that it brightens the tops of the eyes. I'm going to apply a highlighter. I love the shade Rosé. I am going to use a different brush for this. This has a little bit of a pinky tone to it, which looks really nice with the mauve that we applied for lip and cheek. And I'm just putting this right on the tops of the highest points of my face. You can even get a more precise brush if you want, and just kind of apply it maybe under the brow bone. You could even hit your inner corner with that brighter highlighter. This is lighter than the Dune shade that we applied. And just, I like to get it right in here as well. Super pretty, super easy. You can even put a little up here. Very, very minimal. Now from here, I will just kind of even everything out. And then I'm gonna go into my eyelashes and brows. I like to do that mascara really only on the top lash for an everyday look. It really widens the eyes and doesn't risk any fallout coming down below your under eyes. But this is a really practical, beautiful, glowy, everyday look that you can get with just a few of the Subtl products. Their bronzer, lip and cheek, and highlighter. Hopefully you enjoyed watching this Virgo-inspired look, and we'll be back with more Zodiac videos next month.